Hey guys, so I know you usually talk about gear on this channel, but it really should be about photography. And so, one of the things that that got me into photography was actually just taking my camera, going out for walks, and just shooting stuff. And I've pretty much been shooting the same stuff for um, yeah, close to 40 years now. And this is, again, same thing, taking the same picture over and over again. Something that just talks to you, regardless of where you are. For me, it's certain textures, structure, certain compositions, certain randomness. Uh, if patterns, design is if trees. Um, so I found myself in the Mojave Desert the other day, and I had a little bit of time, so I started driving around, had my camera with me, and yeah, I started taking a couple of pictures. I had the time to do it, and these are some of the pictures. I just wanted to go through that because I'm sure everybody finds themselves in the same kind of thing where you just go up with a camera, you take pictures, and you kind of learn from doing that and going over your pictures later, the ones that you took. So mm, these are some of the again, this is not, I do end up with, what I would say final images from these walks. Sometimes not. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Sometimes you see stuff you're really excited about. Sometimes, you know, y- you come back and say, this didn't work out at all. Sometimes you just take pictures and you're like, you know, yeah, I wasn't too excited when I took this, and I'm like, wow, this really works. It's how you find out, how you shoot what you like. Um, so all these, I just went over these once to just kind of get rid of the ones that I really didn't like. Um, it's not to say that all that are left are keepers, but uh, for example, this one. So this is, I'm actually a dirt road in a solar uh, farm there, and tried to get some dynamics going on here with the horizon, with the solar, and with the road. It doesn't really work for me. Again, these areas, I I love the desert. I love the textures. I love the colors or the lack of colors. Um, it always, I'm always drawn to it. I'm fascinated by it. Um, but it's a challenge to shoot something that is very flat, especially I don't really like to I don't like to massage these images. I don't like to edit them too much. Um, I don't really like super wide angles to give it some kind of a different feel of distance, or compress the distance. Um, that's why I mean, this is shot with the, GFX 3570 zoom. So I'm always right in there, 35 to like 45 usually. Because it's kind of the natural vision that I have. This is what I see. This is how I see. I don't see with a 14 millimeter lens, I mean, it's an effect, and I don't necessarily want uh, an effect for my final images. So this was one of the first ones. I'm not sure I like the road there. So, just a couple steps over, putting the grass is there, but then it's a little too much grass, although I love the grass, I love the texture and everything. Zooming in a little bit, again, the 3570 is great. It doesn't really help. There's nothing there that helps the composition. It's just all really. I mean, again, I like the textures. I like the grass. I like the, the solar farms, the trees. There's the windmills back there, and then on the horizon with the snow-capped mountains. But it's not really working for me. This works a little bit better because the horizon line, I already cropped this to, which I don't really do. Well, actually, that's not true. I usually crop to obviously the camera shoots 3 by 4, and I usually crop to a 4 by 5 for final print. So I just dropped the horizon line right through the middle there, and this kind of works for me. Um, I don't know. Have to think about this one. Um, this does not work for me. The horizontal version does not work for me. Yeah, I don't know why. This works a little bit better, because it's kind of a zigzag of I mean, I see what I was doing there. So the mountains, get lower towards the right, and the solar panels kind of narrow down towards the left. So there's that kind of thing going on. It's not enough. Not really visually that interesting, or not interesting enough. So this was an interesting situation because I saw this, I drove by again, everything's very flat. There's not, so I see this, there's this ditch. Obviously the road goes in, and there's these two hedges that just run towards the horizon into nothing. I have no clue what's going on. There's these two wood posts and these uh, stone pillars there. I don't know who put them there. There's a lot of junk in there. Um, so I parked my car. This is one of the situations. It's not really like I say photo walk. It's more of a, you kind of drive around, look for stuff, see stuff, get out of the car, and then you just kind of explore these little areas. Um, it's something caught my eye here. So I took this picture. It's not working for me at all. So pull back a little more. There's that ditch there. I still, I don't know. It's just lines converging towards the horizon, and it's too messy to really be interesting. So I go in, and this is doesn't work at all. Obviously, there's a lot of junk laying around, and again, I don't really want to make a statement of, oh, there's a mattress in the car seat, and junk laying around. I'm just trying to take pictures that are visually that stimulate me visually. I'm not trying to make a statement. I'm not a photojournalist. Um, I'm not looking for the perfect sunset. So tried this. Yeah, this is a little bit better because there's a certain interesting composition there with the junk around. But again, it's junk. So you automatically, when you see junk, you automatically make a mental decision about what you think of in terms of, what the meaning of the picture is. And I don't want that. Um, So I turned around, go back towards the car. This is the classic situation of always taking the same picture over and over. Not this one because this doesn't work for me at all, but the power lines. I have a lot of shots of trees, grasses, power lines, textures, and this is just a classic photo that I will probably take many, many times more and again. And I just love it. There's something that, yeah, I will never get sick of this. Um, and again, I already cropped this, I think, to a 4 by 5. So now this is a funny thing because obviously I saw this from the other side. I saw this from the street, but standing there, this actually is a better picture to me. Um, because the randomness of the composition is again, I don't think I'm gonna uh, um, keep this print or make this a print because it's too much of a, oh, there's a doorway into nothingness kind of situation, which I don't want to make a simple, um, you know, it's not interesting enough. But I thought it was in looking at the pictures now, I thought it was interesting that this to me is actually the better vantage point than the one that actually interested me in the first place. Um, and this is just shooting the ditch, and this is a funny thing because this is probably my favorite picture from that, and it's only because the ditch kind of goes down and up, and then there's the road, and that zigzag that I was talking about earlier is absolutely there. That road, the solar panels, and then the horizon line with all the power lines going this way. So this is, I really like the shadow here. So this really works for me. And again, if I wouldn't have gotten out of my car, I never would have seen this because obviously this is, I walked through stuff that I wanted to shoot, didn't turn out at all. Uh, but then I came across this, and yeah, so that's probably my favorite of the, because it kind of captures the landscape uh, really well without being boring. There's enough of everything going on, in my opinion. Not that this is a masterpiece or I'm gonna, feature this, but I'm happy with this one. So this is a funny, it is an interesting situation because I saw this. I'm a, architecture buff, so this really interested me because it's like there's actually a prison right behind me. So obviously this is some kind of, somebody built this in the probably 60s or something, housing for the prison or county jail that's behind me. It's just this random building on the other side of the road to keep probably people who work at the prison, give them, kind of separate them and give them a little bit of space, but it's just this random building on the side of the road. Um, and I took this picture, which shows this is county jail property, no trespassing, blah blah blah. So putting that sign in there gives this photo a meaning, and so I don't really want that. Um, I would probably take this out in the final version because it explains something about that building that I don't necessarily want the viewer to know. Um, and it takes away from it in a way because without it, it's just this random building with this interesting architectural stuff and some really flat land around it. So I do like that one. This is I'm not a street photographer. This was just I thought it was, yeah, classic desert situation. Grandma's thrift store and Jesus Reigns. I'm not going to make a print of that. This is a I'm eh, I do like this. Obviously, the little red leaf jumped out at me. Um, I just positioned myself right for that shot. I took one shot of this because I kind of knew where I wanted everything to be and everything fall into place. So it's, a certain dynamic going on, especially with that line going up the wall as well. It's, I'm not sure if it's almost too obvious for me in terms of composition, and I try to avoid that as well. um, to make it because this is almost like all the lines just work perfectly to that red leaf. So uh, I like it, but the more I see it, the less I'm gonna probably print this because again, it's a little too obvious for me. Now, Um, this was my last stop, and I really wandered around in there. I love Joshua trees. They're just everything. That it's just perfect texture and weird structures and a certain chaos and randomness. And these empty fields are pretty much everywhere. They're, empty lots that are for sale oftentimes, with just Joshua trees on them. There's a lot of trash around, so and I photographed these guys a lot, lots of pictures. And this is a classic image that I really like. It's the colors, the textures, the randomness, the chaos, everything's going on, and so this is definitely a keeper. Um, for me, it's just I'll never get sick of this stuff. This doesn't really work for me. Yeah, it's too backlit, and it's not really. Uh, it's too simple, too Mickey Mousey. Um, yeah, it's too. I'm I'm always trying to not get the single Joshua tree, but get groups and make it make sense to me visually. So I try to do that. I get really excited when I see this, and then they don't have anything around them because it kind of separates. This doesn't really work. It's too, I don't know. Um, this is obviously a situation that with the shoes in the foreground and that shirt, I came in a little more. Um, Again, not a print I'm gonna make. I don't really want to make any social or environmental statements with these photos. Composition was there. I took the photo. It's kind of low-hanging fruit in a way. This, on the other hand, is a situation that is a keeper to me because it's almost like I grew up in Vienna, and I would photograph statues. There's statues everywhere and fountains, and every the statues have, the fountains have statues on them, and they're reaching and wild eyes. And this kind of thing always reminds me of that. That there's this, it's going every direction and it's growing every direction. And but what I love about this, that it's obviously nature making this, and the texture of it, and the certain state of decay. Again, I don't want to explain too much, but it's really dynamic to me. It really speaks to me. So this is probably a keeper. Yeah, I'm not too excited about that. Doesn't really work either. Again, I already went through these and threw some out. Try to do the same thing here. I do like this little shrub in the foreground to help the composition a little bit. Um, Again, it's not. I don't think it's working that well. Some of these I'm probably gonna have to print to see if I like them, because it doesn't make a difference if you print the stuff and see it in a print and hold it, and yeah, it makes a difference. Um, Again, this is the statement with the bumper and the kiddie pool in front of the thing. So this is not something that it's a good composition. It works for me with the dead tree right there and that little shrub right there. But it's not for me. Walking out, I came again. This is something, I all this trash, the broken glass and everything, the sun reflecting on it, caught my eye. Tried to get that. So this was the first one. The second one, the horizontal version didn't really work. I gave the mountains in the background a little more sky. This is now we're getting somewhere. Um, and I think this is the best version of it because it's again, the lines work. It's a little tilted. The power. the power pole is a little tilted. Everything's tilted in this shot, but you still have this great texture on the ground with a lot going on. Um, and I don't think I've cropped this one. So let me crop this to a 4:5, which is what I would do. And I would probably get rid of some of this down here. So that works better. Now, what is gonna happen here? Because I shot this probably pretty wide open, or like, well, I usually shoot around f8 or so, but this would be, I'm pretty sure that that I threw focus down here. So I'd have to see how these out of focus areas look, because the road is already out of focus as well. So this would have been a situation for a tilt shift, which I didn't have with me. To see, this is something I'd have to see uh, on a print, how this works out. I feel like on a screen, you can look at it, you can enjoy it, but you'd have to see this printed. So I'm definitely going to give this one a try. So this is, again, pictures I take over and over again of the ground, texture, the glass. Um, this is a keeper for me, always will be. It reminds me of terrazzo floors, the chaos. It's just beautiful. It just speaks to me. Sideways doesn't really work. The angle is a little off. Same with this one. It's just not working. So this is the this is the last scene that I came across, and it was all of a sudden it's everything's brown, gray, the sky is blue, greenish, dirty, brownish, and all of a sudden it's this brand new red gleaming stadium with nobody in it. There were actually people coming in, so I stopped. There were some people parked in the parking lot and ready to go in, probably a football game or something. Um, so I took some pictures of this and came in. Yes, but this is a picture of a stadium, which that doesn't really. It's not really the right thing. So I went back out, and obviously I saw it through the fence in the first place, and this is what the picture should be like. This is what I saw. This is what attracted me to it in the first place. I shoot through fences a lot. Um, it's not laziness. I just like something about, again, texture, composition. Um, and then I backed up, and I think this is the one that it might be my favorite shot of the whole thing, because there's something about the color and the yeah, this really works for me. I've noticed that there's all kinds of stuff going on, but there is something. So there's these cars in here, and I'm probably gonna get rid of these cars. Actually, there's this container too. The container doesn't bother me that much. Um, I will probably get rid of these cars, um, because they're a little bit unnecessary. Yeah, there's players right there, probably baseball players, and they're probably playing behind there. I didn't even notice that. So yeah, everything. This is definitely a keeper. So um, thanks if you guys are still listening to this. This is I'm gonna try to keep to do more videos like that. Because again, talking about gear is fun and it's great, but it really should be about photography, and it is about photography. So, and seeing the stuff, shooting the stuff, looking at it, finding out what you like, uh, and then you keep doing it again and again and again, and then you print it and yeah, put it up on the wall or in a box, and then the next one. So, thanks. Bye.